Boo 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 boo. Boo 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 boo. Yo, yo. What's good, everybody? What's good, man? What's good? What's good in the hood? What's good in the hood, man? I'm here to I'm here to talk about my hero, bro. Like, I haven't talked about my hero in what, like 3 months or so, 2, 3 months. Um, and I just wanted to. It's getting out of control, man. It's getting ridiculous. It's getting absolutely ridiculous with my hero, man. Like, it's getting like it's just. What's up, Gianno? My hero is just progressively getting worse, man. And before I start, I want to say this as a caveat. Um, if you're just reading My Hero casually and you just don't discuss it, you like a manga to read, you just discuss it every day. Like you don't discuss it every day. You just like, hey, I'm pick up My Hero. I read it Sundays or Fridays. Then I go on about my day. Then Friday, Sunday come again. You pick it up and read it, and you enjoy My Hero. Yo, cool. More power to you, bro. I'm glad that you're enjoying the series. Horikoshi's sales are up, so he obviously is doing something right to the casual fan. So salute to y'all. Keep supporting y'all favorite series or your series that y'all like, and keep enjoying the series. Now, if you at any point discuss My Hero weekly, make videos about My Hero, post on Reddit, post on Twitter, analyze My Hero, analyze manga in general, you have no reason not to call this shit trash, bro. You have no reason not to call it trash. So that goes for like people like Cheap Reviews, like Sean Ross, like the Church of My Hero, Aniki East, um, like BG, all these niggas that's like that talk about My Hero, people in the communities and stuff like that. What's with y'all, bro? How are y'all not calling this trash? How are y'all like and after this chapter specifically, like bro, like if you don't call this trash or bad, you should not talk about One Piece critically. You should not talk about Black Clover critically. Attack on Titan. Any media that's manga or anime related, you should not talk about it critically anymore. Because if you can't even admit to yourself that My Hero has dipped in quality and is like bad now, you're creditless. Like in every sense of the word, creditless. Like, and I just want all y'all to know that. Like, y'all are just completely creditless. Because I remember 2 years ago when everybody was like, yo, Shigaraki is gonna be the main guy. He's gonna be the main villain, and Shigaraki is gonna turn up. And everybody collectively said, if All for One is the final villain, when I was in the church streams, when they was like, if All for One is the final villain, this is gonna be bad. It's gonna be trash. Everybody said that. Now, All for One is the final villain, and Shigaraki is a side boss. Everybody's all of a sudden Horikoshi, woo! This is the GOAT. He's doing it right. Let's go, Horikoshi. It's like, what happened to all the discussions? What happened to like the numerous reasons why everybody gave why All for One would be a bad villain? And now that they're split up, bro, I don't like. Does Shigaraki even kill All for One? Like, do they both just go down? Because they're not winning this. Shigaraki, All for One, they're not winning this fight. They're not winning this engagement. So I don't I don't see how anybody that reads My Hero, discusses it, thinks this is good. Dabi is a shell of his former self. He's no longer a good character at all. His backstory made him considerably worse. Like literally, we started off feeling sorry for Dabi in some way capacity because we thought Endeavor was like the worst father in the world. But then it turns finds out Endeavor's a good dad that wanted his son to be a hero, but the moment he realized his son would be in danger by doing it, he said, "No, don't do this. Live your life. I love you. Do something that you like." And then Dabi is just mentally messed up. It's like how like you don't feel sympathy for that type of character. Shigaraki is a shell of his former self. He literally hasn't had a single piece of dialogue physically out to the world since like 285 that was his own. 285, not 295, 285, because that's when he was in the air fighting Deku and he went unconscious and All For One took over his body. All For One has had control of Shigaraki since then. Shigaraki, the dude that we saw in MVA, is no longer here. This is Melvin now. This is strictly Melvin. Like, what's up with that, bro? What's up with that? And I always said, and I always said, man, when it came to MVA, I said this many times. People call Rex stupid. People said Rex don't know what he talking about. I said MVA is a useless arc, and it should have never been in My Hero. Should have never been in there. In the vacuum, yes, MVA is cool, but when it comes to the overall narrative and the branching of storylines and going deeper and like actually tying everything together, MVA is useless. Shigaraki doesn't accomplish anything in his goals. Um, Twice is dead. Dabi still is up in the air about what he wants to do. Toga is the only good villain now. Like, yeah, AMG. Toga is literally the only decent villain. She's still consistent all the way through. Compress is gone. Spinner is doing something. And then what was the point of introducing Redestro and them just to get lose in the one arc and never come back? Like, Redestro and the Paranormal Liberation Army or the Liberation Front was the main reason why we had like this consistent like ebb and flow and like big moves, and they're just completely gone from the final fight. Gigantomachia, the dude that we had to capture, is not in this fight. Kuragiri is still with the heroes. Like everything that was built up in my villain is not coming to fruition, nor does any of it matter anymore. It's an arc that simply gets worse and worse the longer the series goes on. Like, and I don't see how anybody could say otherwise. It's a shame, really, that this is where my hero is. And then if we look at the chapter for what it is, it's like there's like this chapter, last chapter, and the chapter before that. There's no weight to anything. There's no weight. You don't feel it. In the Paranormal Liberation War, back during that, Horikoshi set up everything. We knew about the plans. We knew where everybody was going. We knew how things were going to be structured. And like every time something happened, we felt this weight on our chest. We was like, "Oh my God, this is phenomenal. I don't know what's going to happen week to week. This is spectacular. I'm scared." Week to week is still one of the best reads. Retroactively, it's terrible. And now this arc, this war, this fight, what I don't feel anything. I don't feel anything. It's like I'm just reading pages and words. There's no feeling. There's no weight behind any of these actions. Yeah, Redestro was off screen by Edshot. I thought he was off screen because he was going to come back, but Redestro isn't coming back. It doesn't seem like it, at least. Like, and then like I'm assuming Toga grabbed Deku and he didn't have danger sense because she had no ill will or ill intention for Deku, and that's why she was able to pull him into the portal. But my thing is, it's like, what does that serve? Is she gonna fight Ochaku and Deku still? Is she gonna switch sides? What's the point of having that in the story this late into the game? Like I thought Ochako was gonna have her own moment with Toga, but now it's Deku saving. Like it's like the this moment that would have supposed to have been all Ochakos to have her shine is now cut in half because Deku's there to help her. It's like, and now we're gonna have Shigaraki versus Genus, and it's like so Genesis has another death flag, and and Bakugo. I guess Bakugo gets his shine versus Shigaraki. And I really thought Kirishima and Mina were gonna have a moment against Gigantomachia. They was gonna get their redeeming qualities. I thought Kirishima was gonna take a punch from Gigantomachia and be like, "Yo, I take that," like something. But this final arc, this final battle, is not going any way of how I thought it was gonna go, and what he's actually giving me is not good. At this point, bro, give me like I'm no longer reading My Hero for good narrative quality. I'm reading My Hero to see can he pull some ass pulls to make it at least entertaining. Like I want I want Eri to bring back All Might and give him some shine. Let him do something. Let him fight All For One again. Do that. And let me tell you, if this does happen, if All Might comes back and he fights All For One, I bet everybody better say this is the worst chapter of My Hero ever. Everybody better say that because when I recommended this back during the war, everybody said Hori said Compress would come back. Okay, what does that mean? What is like what does he do? What does he give to the story? A character coming back doesn't mean anything. Muriel came back and he did nothing in the last war. So what does Compress like give to the overall narrative? That's like in One Piece when people are like, oh, this person is gonna come back, so that automatically makes it good. It doesn't make it automatically good. Like what does Compress have to offer the story at this point? Compress coming back earlier would have been better because we would have had some character moments and him developing with the league and stuff. But if Compress comes back just to fight, it's like cool, whatever, bro. Like we know you're gonna lose. Like Compress coming back means nothing because they're gonna lose. If the villains were gonna win, then I'll be like, okay, Compress coming back would be cool. It makes sense. This person coming back would be cool. It makes sense. But if the villains are ultimately gonna lose here, what does it matter? Horikoshi said the series is ending this year, within a year. So and the way he's like speeding ahead, like we're going super fast now. Like nothing is like there's no time to settle in to like soak everything in. We're just going super fast. Like like, there are no stakes anymore. There are literally no stakes because we know the heroes are ultimately going to win. May Genius die? Maybe. Who knows? Probably not. Will Endeavor die? Maybe. Who knows? Probably not. It's like, but we know the heroes are ultimately going to win. Dab. So it's like I don't see any purpose. I see nothing like there's nothing of substance in the story of my hero anymore. And I'm asking people to like give me some substance, and nobody ever is able to tell me like what of substance has my hero delivered recently? What of quality, what of note has he delivered recently? The society aspect, that's been gone for a minute. Like after this fight, the society is just gonna go back to normal. Everybody's gonna be hunky dory and stuff. We still haven't like in my opinion like outside of the characters and the narrative, like currently we still haven't done anything or like any type of groundwork for the series to move in a positive direction at the end in terms of society and their standing and how they operate things. Compress being related to the thief villain is a relevant lore bit that felt like Horikoshi had to do something with it since he mentioned it during the Culture Festival. Yeah, Compress being Haruma like great grandson or something like that or grandson doesn't matter anymore. Like it's just a bit of lore that just doesn't matter. Like I thought he was gonna have some cool moment or like we was gonna like I thought the final battle was gonna be Haruma's successor, Destro's successor, and All for One successor fighting as one. Like the old guards left their successors to finish their jobs, but now we don't have that. All for One is still here. Um, Redestro's in prison currently. He may come out later by Spinner or Skeptic or something crazy like that. And then Compress is injured. He shouldn't be fighting. So you know, I guess we got to like. And Dabi is like a joke of a character. His design is worse. His motivation seem worse. He doesn't seem cool anymore. I've never liked Dabi, but at least he was cool. At least he looked cool. He doesn't even look cool anymore. The white hair is a no go. The white outfit is a no go. He looked better with black hair and a black outfit. That's just a personal grab. People may like this new white design, but I do not like it. He's a goofy in every sense of the word. Um, like I feel nothing when Bakugo says something has gone wrong, and that's a shame. Like because like if Bakugo and Genius are facing off against Shigaraki, I should feel dread and terror. Like oh my god, this is the dude that beat Stars and Stripes. This is the dude that 1v100 it in the war. This is the dude that is the main villain. He's supposed to be fighting Deku, but he's not here. I should feel that. I should be like, oh, what's gonna happen next? I don't feel that. I feel like everything's gonna be okay because Horikoshi has showed me like his inability to hold stakes and to make them actually meaningful. Because nobody died of note in the war, because the society really didn't change that much, because like all this stuff happened, all these like the gun, All Might, the mansion, all these things compiled on each other, it leaves you with a sense of like you said you're gonna do this multiple times and I don't feel it. Gran Torino's an example. Why is Deku still wearing Gran Torino's cloak or cape or whatever? He's not dead. He's not a martyr. He's like, you know what I mean? It's like it's stuff like that. If Gran Torino would have died, Deku wearing his cape, every time we saw that cape, it would be a reminder of Gran Torino, of like his sacrifice to the world. Let me pull up a chapter real quick because I want to break this down a little bit more. I want to break this down a little bit more in detail because I think that this is a shame that we have gotten to this point. So we know that they separated them, and we know. All right, so like something that Horikoshi did was with Monoma. He wanted this Monoma moment to be like some like hoorah moment of like, oh my god, like Monoma did something incredible. Like he was able to use Kurger quirk. I'm really confused about that because at no point in this series did I ever think Monoma wasn't proficient in using quirks. During this sports festival, he was able to use Kirishima's and Bakugo's quirk effectively. During the joint training arc, he was able to use Shinso's quirk effectively in the day. He's able to like Monoma's able to do all these great things in the story. There has never been a point in time where I thought Monoma wasn't proficient and wasn't good at using his quirk. So when you say when Monoma says, "Oh, you want me to master this quirk in a couple of days?" Oh my god, it's like, bro, you use Master and Quirks and using them effectively in minutes. Like, like Monoma, like there has been nothing in the story to let me like think that Monoma would not succeed. And then we find out about this stuff retroactively, so it doesn't matter because it's already happened. I said this is the issue that Horikoshi is now doing. He didn't do it in the past, but he's doing it now, where things happen, then we retroactively find out about them. That holds no weight. We don't feel it. Because if we would have seen Monoma struggling to master Kurger's quirk for like maybe a panel or two, maybe even like 2 pages, then it's like, oh man, he's really struggling with this. But we go straight from him him using the quirk to us finding out about it. It's like, well, it doesn't mean anything anymore because we didn't feel it. It happened. We've already know the end results. To be Monoma didn't harden his entire body during the sports festival. I know that. I said he used the quirk decently. He was able to block Bakugo's attack and stuff. I mean, he was able to use the quirk. Like he was able to proficiently use it. Kirishima at the time didn't harden his whole body, so why would Monoma be able to? Monoma showed like at that point in time, Monoma used Kirishima's quirk just like Kirishima. There was no difference, like in my opinion, than the two. So they both used it at equally the same level. Of Now, if Monoma was to try to do Red Riot like Unbreakable, and then maybe he would have to like struggle with it. But like back during the sports festival, there was that equal footing with each other in terms of, and that was the big thing. Everyone had a base level of proficiency with the quirk, and Monoma was able to use the base level of proficiency with every quirk. Um, and then Shinso, bro, like this whole Shinso stuff, it was like, oh okay, it's like it just doesn't feel earned. It's like, yeah, Shinso was in the background. He did some stuff, some training. Now he can do this. It's like, well, I wish we would have saw some training with it. Like, I wish we would have saw him like trying to get to be able to get people to speak. I wish that we saw these things. It's just like my biggest complaint with my hero right now is that we don't see anything. We get the end result and then we retroactively find out about it, or we don't even retroactively find about it. We just get the results. It's all results based now instead of the like my hero was interesting because of the journey, not the destination. And now we're just getting destination after destination, and it's not how my hero was in the past. And that's just like sad. Like it's just really sad. Um, and then we have this dude. It's like, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's a dude in the My Hero chapter that looks like Crust. That can't be Crust, right? There's no way Horikoshi would have made that mistake, and that's Crust. It looks like because it looks like the same way Crust skin would go. Like, there's no way that's Crust, right? Like, he wouldn't do that. Like, he wouldn't make that big of a mistake. Crust is dead. He looks exactly like Crust. Not even like, oh, I can, like, I'm messing up and I don't remember Crust. No, he looks exactly like Crust. To the mask, to everything. He looks exactly like Crust. Like, I don't know what that's about. And then All For One is fighting Genus and Endeavor. Like, I don't. I guess that's cool. And then Shoto is fighting Dabi. What happened to like the whole, you know, Endeavor and Endeavor and Shoto fighting Dabi together? I'm not saying that. Of course, I know that's not. Allegedly, I know that's not Chris, but he looks exactly like him, bro. Yeah, he looks just like him. He might be a sidekick, but like, it's like, bro, what? Like, I should know that. I should know. Like, before we went into Overhaul, we knew every hero that was on our side. Before we started this battle, before we started the PLF war, we knew every hero that was on our side. We don't know who's here and who can do what. Everything is a mystery. Now he's in, and at this point, Horikoshi can like at any point pull out a random hero and be like, "Oh, this is this hero's power, and that's why this situation works, and this is why they succeed." But like previously, we knew where everybody' capabilities was, so we knew in the realm of possibility what would work. We don't have that anymore. Yeah, exactly. It does take away from the impact of Crest like sacrifice stuff if he just has a sidekick that can do the same thing and that's been training behind the scenes. Dabi and Shoto finna have the wackest agony Kai ever. Bro, I'm telling you, dude, like that, like this, like it's supposed to be like the Zuko Azula moment where like there's the beautiful fire like going shooting out and it's like, oh, this is so amazing. But bro, I don't care. I don't care. Like the Endeavor plotline was such an important plotline to me, but now it's just ruined. I don't care about it anymore, bro. Endeavor should have been died. Like he's such a his importance to the story has diminished greatly. Like it has really diminished. Like I remember like during the war I was like, oh, if Endeavor dies, that's gonna spark Shoto to be his own character. It's like every time we talk about Shoto, we gotta talk about Endeavor. You can't talk about Shoto without talking about Endeavor. I hate that that's the case. I hate that Horikoshi did not dive more into Class 1A. I hate that all these characters are getting shafted and there's no more deep development or characterization of any of these characters. Shoji, we get nothing. We get nothing with Koda. We get nothing with Dinky Kamenar. We get nothing with Kirishima. We get nothing with Mineta. Like all these characters, we don't get any more characterization with them. Sato, we don't get anything with Sato. Sarah, like all these characters we don't get anything from. It's called My Hero Academia. Why are the adults still playing such a huge role in this series? I thought this was the kids show. Like, what was the point of saying that these are our contingency plans before the PLF war if they really aren't a contingency because we still got so many heroes? I thought that the whole point of that was like, oh, the kids are going to have to step up and they're going to be our last line of defense. There's just so many things that is wrong. Yeah, the best AMG says the best example of knowing who every hero was in the PLF arc is Gento's high school classmate who appeared in the flashback. We saw him among the heroes that attacked the hospital. Yeah, it's stuff like that. It's stuff like when you look at the panel, you're like, oh my god, I know him, I know him, I know her, I know her, I know them, I know it. It's like, oh my god, everybody's here. Let's go. But here it's like sporadically people come out the portal and we don't know what heroes are where, what heroes can do what. We don't know what is the strategy. You know what I mean? Like during the PLF war, we know that Endeavor goes to Shigaraki because he's the strongest hero on our side. At the time, Endeavor is the strongest person on the hero side in the series. Like we know that 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 Genus, not Genus, but Hawks is in the mansion because he's gonna deal with this. It's like all these characters we know where they are and what they can do and what they can provide to a situation. But here it's like we don't know any of that, and we're just supposed to believe it and like, okay, this is cool. And then let's talk about the fact that UA is flying in the sky. Can we talk about the fact that UA is literally flying in the sky? It's like when when did we when did that happen? When was that like stated? When did we know that that was a possibility? They can literally float in the sky. It's like it's cool, I guess. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like this is exactly what Oda does. He does stuff. He leaves things ambiguous and vague. So when he does ask pulls and things that don't make sense, you can't really be like, "Oh, this doesn't make sense," because it was vague for a reason. It was left vague. So like Nezu is a genius and they have an unlimited budget, so maybe they could do this. But it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, where did this come from? Like, shouldn't we have known? Like, why didn't we know about these plans beforehand? I don't like learning about plans retroactively. Unless it's like a covert operation or something. This isn't a covert operation. This is an all-out war. We should know about these plans and going forward. We should know what everybody's jobs and roles are. Like even during the PLF war, it wasn't like we find out about this stuff like 10 chapters ago. We found out about it the day of the war. Everybody was like, "Okay, kids, this is what you're gonna do. This is what we're gonna do." And every location, we found out what everybody's jobs were, so we knew the expectation going in. We don't know anybody's expectations or anybody's jobs in this war. We don't know what anybody's going to do or capable of doing. Everything was left to secrecy. So we're literally finding out in the moment, and that means Horikoshi could do whatever he wants, whatever asshole he wants. Nezu mentioned they were connected to the other schools. Yeah, they said they were connected to the other school, but what does that have to do about them flying? Like, if Hori wanted a lot of the heroes in this final arc, then he could have used the other young heroes from the other schools, but I guess they are relevant, which makes the provisional license exams irrelevant too. Yeah, exactly. Where's Inasa? Where's Shindo? Like, where's Meatball Guy? Where's Cammy? Where's all these people we saw in the provisional? Where are all the second and third years of UA that should be stronger than everybody in 1A? Where are all these people? Where are these kids at? Where's everybody in 1B? Where's everybody in 1 and 2B, 3B? Where's everybody from all these high schools? You literally have an army there. Why is 1A the only students fighting to our knowledge besides Monoma and a couple other people from 1B and Shinso who's a general course student? Where are all the kids at? Where are they? This is what I'm talking about. It doesn't make sense. And NASA better pull up. I swear, if I don't see a NASA at least once, I'm gonna be extremely upset. Because in my head canon, the way I look at the series, Muriel's been going since the war. Yeah, that's another person. It's the big two. Is Sun Eater and Nezure. We haven't seen Muriel. The big two. It's not three. It's just two. I'm assuming maybe Muriel's at UA fighting Shigaraki. Maybe, hopefully. Yeah, Nezu, bro. Nezu is literally Tony Stark on crack. Like he has to be. Um, but yeah, I don't. Hori be making it seem like Class 1A are the only hero course kids. Yeah, yeah. There are no more other hero course kids. Like this, like during this battle, we should have seen UA kids come out in droves. Like everybody, like the Avenger Endgame scene. Like UA assemble. Then we see them just running out, and we see all these 1A, all these high school kids who have stepped up to the plate, ready to fight for their country. We don't get any of that. We don't get any cool scenes like that. Like then we just see Inasa come out of the sky with wind, like just like push all for one back or something. Some cool stuff like that. We don't get stuff like that in the series anymore. Or like from the opposite side of this field, the ground starts shaking and the villains start falling into the earth. It's like crescendo is like doing that. It's like we don't get cool stuff like that in My Hero, man. Like why aren't like oh my god, why aren't automatopoeias just falling from the sky? Why aren't big like booms and stuff just falling from the sky landing on the villain's head? You know what I mean? Why aren't mushrooms on all the villains right now? You see what I'm saying? Why aren't there vines and thorns on all the villains? Oh, these are 1B students. I'm naming their quirks. Why is the black guy, I can't remember his hero name, the dude that's all black, why is he not hiding inside of All for One, Shadow or something? Why why are you not taking villains to a dark, secluded cave or something so Tokiyomi can wash them all? Yeah, I don't feel connected to the world anymore. Like there's so many cool things you could do. Why? Okay, Here's something that I used to complain about happening, but it doesn't make sense why it hasn't happened. Why hasn't Eri done anything of note? You know what I'm saying? I like I used to be like, oh, please don't let Eri become a plot device that could just fix everything. But she needs to do something. Her quirk is literally the most broken quirk in the series. Why is Aizawa not healed? It's been weeks or months or whatever. Why why aren't things been happening? Why is Genius not at 100% to our knowledge? Why didn't she help Hawks? Why, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, what is Overhaul and the Gun gonna do? Well, what's the point of bringing Overhaul back if he's not gonna make Quakerous and bullets? The Overhaul arc just doesn't make sense anymore because the Quakerous and bullets are no longer a factor. Her horn needs to charge. Yeah, you say that, but we don't have any indicate like from the time of Overhaul to the time she healed Mirio, it was only like 2 or 3 months, bro. The same amount of time has already passed. So like, we don't have an indication of what Aries' um stockpile is. For Deku, we know his stockpile is transferring from people to people. For Fat Gun, we know his stockpile is eating. But we never figured out what Aries' stockpile is. Is it time? Is it stress? Is it love? And what is it like? Terror? Like we never found out what Aries' stockpile is. 1B was last seen caroling from random yelling civilians. That's sad. No, the last time Mudman did anything was when he stopped Gigantomachia in his tracks. That was hype. I was like, oh my god, this dude is impressive. He literally is stopping Gigantomachia. That's the last time Mudman was useful. So yeah, I don't know. I don't like things like this. We shouldn't have questions of what Aries stockpile is this late into the series. We shouldn't have questioned what Muriel's doing or what he's going to do. All these questions should. This is the final arc. All of our questions should be answered, and we got to do is focus on the battle. Like if we look at Naruto, for example, by the time the war came upon us, everything had been answered. The only thing we didn't really know was who was the guy that opened the Kabuto summit and who was behind the mask. And those are things that you can figure out while you're fighting. And My Hero, there's so much stuff. It's like, what is the civilians gonna do? What are all the students feel? What do the parents feel? Like we don't know so much in My Hero, and we're just in the final arc, the final war, the final battle. So I don't know, man. It just doesn't make any logical sense of why any of this, any of this is happening. Well, let me look at. Should have just let that jet that scans Shigara's quirk to scan Eri. Yeah, that would make sense. Bumpman will literally make this fight 10 times. Yeah, bro. Like, yeah, I know. Mushroom Girl would literally, like, here's my thing. I get that heroes don't kill or whatever. But if Mushroom Girl was on the field, she could literally handle all the villains technically by herself. As long as they make it humid enough, those mushrooms are disgusting. They're in their lungs. They literally can't do anything about it. Where is she at? They literally wouldn't be able to breathe. Did they not think of that? Like, she doesn't even have to be close. The mushrooms spread all over. It's stuff like this. Like even the toga. Oh, please, toga. Like is toga gonna switch sides here? You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know anything anymore, man. And that's the true issue with my hero. I don't know anything. And if you are defending my hero right now, you're wrong. You're wrong. I was just defending the joint training arc, and I can't do it. Yeah, I can't defend anything anymore. All the arcs of my hero that we thought were building up to something are all worse now because nothing was built up to it from it. Everything that he was promising us, he didn't deliver. So at this point, man, if you're defending my hero right now and you are reacting to it, analyzing it, discussing it on Reddit, forums, Twitter, making videos about it, and you're not calling it complete garbage or trash or bad or dipped in quality, you're just creditless. Simple as that. Going back to my first point of the video. So yeah, yeah. If Toga switches villains are screwed, yeah. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but if she does, it's bad. Like everybody that's speaking positively of my hero right now are just creditless. Like especially like if you're casual and just reading it, enjoy the series. I'm glad you're having a good time. But if you're analyzing it and stuff, you're just creditless, completely creditless, because there's no way. So please, from now on, you guys that are like riding Horikoshi's, to the end of the earth, don't ever complain about One Piece. Don't ever complain about Black Clover. Don't ever complain about any shonen manga. Don't ever complain about manga or animes in general because you're creditless. I don't want to hear any of y'all talk about this stuff anymore. Because there's no way y'all think this is good. There's no way. There's no way y'all think this is good. Especially because everything that we talked about in the past that we did not want to happen has happened, has come to pass. I can't believe I really, still to this day, I can't believe All For One is the final villain, bro. I can't believe Shigaraki has literally not said a single word. He literally doesn't have that same swagger that he had during the PLF war, where he was standing on Endeavor, raising his hands up, mocking people. Like this is not the Shigaraki we grew up to love and to like revere. This is that guy. So we've been going for almost 40 minutes. So if you guys have any questions for me personally about like how I feel about a certain thing or just any questions in general, we got like maybe 2 or 3 minutes before I end the stream. So fire away. I seen Aniki's thumbnail for chapter 344. It had the lines, "We have a new MC now. We have a new MC now." It felt so cringe. I also had a shot face emoji too. What does that mean? We have a new MC now. What was he talking about? What does that mean? We have a new MC now. Was he talking about Monoma? Not gonna lie, no one is hyping up what's happening right now. How many chapters you see this going? Previously I said that this would end around 400. But the way that he's pacing things out, it may end before that. I tweeted this out, but I can see the earliest I can see my hero ending is in July. The latest is in December if he keeps up with this pace. Do you think my hero will still stand the test of time now? No, not at all. There was already a lot of my hero detractors in the anime and manga community that didn't think it was good. But now that even the hardcore fans some of them are switching up. It's like there's nobody really left defending it besides the stands that can't like see like that who have built their whole personality around the series. All I gotta say now, I pray to God Horikoshi next series better not be weekly. Honestly, man, I want Horikoshi to make a horror series. His art is like outside of all the story and narrative and character, like outside of the story itself, the art is still fantastic. And like when he draws like the scary, like crazy stuff, he is phenomenal. I think Horikoshi would be if he could make a seinen horror series, I think that would be amazing. And if he doesn't take it too seriously and just like make some scary moments and make it maybe like 100 150 chapters, bro, it would be like an amazing series. He needs to make a horror manga. That's what I think. And I think he would thrive. I think he would really thrive. I think he's just ready to be done with My Hero, man. You can just see it and you can just see the paint on the wall. All for One might want to be one of the worst villains of all time. Yeah, he's terrible, man. All for One was like All for One and All Might were cool because they were good for the sake of being good and bad for the sake of being bad. But then then their like successors were the nuanced versions of good and bad for bad, and it made it like cool. That's what Deku and Shigaraki. But All for One is still here, so he's less cool. He's basically Aizen. He predicts everything. He thought of everything, but somehow he still loses. It's crazy. If you want better superhero related content to read, when let me know. If you want some X Men Rex, nah, I'm cool on reading American comics. I American comics don't do it for me, man. I've read some that are good and I enjoyed them, but like as a whole, I don't like reading serializations of American comics. I'll just watch my Marvel movies and TV shows and call it a day when it comes to American comics and stuff, or like one-off stories. That's what I'll do with American comics. Uh, I think Dabi versus Todoroki might be good though. I think from a visual perspective, Dabi and Todoroki is going to be good, but from a narrative perspective and like a character perspective, I think it's going to be terrible. I think that I think it's going to look cool on the page on the panels. Like I think it's going to look phenomenal. But in terms of like actually like resonating with me as a reader, I don't think it's going to. The moment that Shoto said, "I want to have some ramen or some food, big bro Toya," I was like, "All right, yeah, I'm done." If it ain't black and white, he not gonna read it. That is very untrue. You know, I read mangas and webtoons. That's all I read now, anyways. I don't even read manga like that. Like the only manga I read consistently week to week besides My Hero is Nagatoro, and Nagatoro is way better than My Hero right now. Nagatoro is slapping My Hero all over the place, and Jinjas have to be pushed. I feel you, AMG, and Jinjas definitely have to be pushed. Any more questions before I go, guys? I think that um I think that we need to start. What's Endeavor purpose in the story? Oh, I don't know, bro. I don't know his purpose in the story because he's not fighting Dabi. So my question is, what was the purpose of having him in the story if he's not fighting Dabi? I thought that was his only purpose in the story now. Like that was the reason why he stayed alive, right? That's why everybody said he needed to stay alive. He needed to resolve the stuff with Toya, but he's no longer doing that. So what was the point of keeping him alive all this time if he's fighting All for One? If he dies to All for One, that would be so trash. He better not die to All for One. If Endeavor dies to All for One, oh my god, would that be trash? Like ugh, ugh. Like what is Horikoshi thinking, man? What is he thinking? Yo, I'm getting in the feelings and the moods again. If y'all know anybody that like thinks My Hero is good, let me know, bro. I would love to like discuss this with them. Like somebody that makes videos and stuff. I would love to have a discussion with them. I would love to literally just sit down and talk to them and be like, how do y'all think this is good? Like maybe definitely. I don't know. I don't want to do it like every week or whatever, But I may go on a press run, going to different people's channels and stuff, just like talking to people about my hero. See if I could get in there and start talking to people. Hope you good, Rex. Yeah, I'm all right, man. I'm just ready for all this world shattering events to be over with. I'm just tired of living history. You know what I mean? I prefer a life when it was just like a quiet point of history. Now that we're actually living in like notable events, I don't like it. I don't like that we're living in notable events. I can't see a good ending from MHA anymore. I can't even visualize it. Well, yeah. After 295, I said that my hero has a lot to do, and it didn't do any of it, and that's why I was scared after 295. And everybody called me crazy. Everybody said Rex was stupid. Everybody said Rex was jumping the gun. Rex didn't know what he's talking about. Rex is crazy. And look where we are now. I called everything, man. I called it. I called it. I just asked someone how it was, and he said it was mid, but he might be hyped for this final arc. Mm. I think from a visual perspective and like a it's gonna be cool. I think we're gonna get some really good visuals from Horikoshi this arc. I think they are going to be phenomenal. Hold on one second, guys. Hori just wanted to end it, man. Yeah, I agree. I think Horikoshi just wanted to end my hero because there are so many ways the story could have gone that would have elevated it. And if you think that My Hero is going to go on for an arc or two after this, you're delusional. And if you think there's going to be a part two of My Hero, you're also delusional because we already have a prequel series called Vigilantes. They're not making any more My Hero content. This is it. They may make another movie, but out in terms of manga canonical like content, we're not getting a Shippuden. We're not getting a Boruto. We're not getting a, like what Tite Kubo's doing. We're not getting any of that. My Hero's in it here. I'm also convinced the horror. Uh, I'm also convinced the Shonen Jump changed horror editor around the hospital raid arc. No, it is Horikoshi editor changed when around the time Giganto Makia went in attack mode. That's literally when his editor changed. So his editor has been changed for like 2 years now. So yeah, Horikoshi's editor. I looked it up. Horikoshi editor did in fact change. Oh, Shigaraki became a side character, tragic Hyphon, but yeah, bro. I don't like that's what I'm saying. I don't see how anybody says this is good. I can't see how you say this is good if Shigaraki is a side character now. Could MHA still drop movies even if the series is over, like Deep Z? I guess. Yeah, I think so. Like, I think the broader world of My Hero, like if we go like to Egypt or like Spain or like America, I feel like there's other heroes like inside the My Hero universe that could work. We don't have to be around Deku with them. Asuka like Shippuden, what would they even cover? Exactly, that's my point. That is my point right there. That's why I don't get why people are saying like it's not like in Shippuden with Naruto, we didn't Sasuke had left the village, Orochimaru hadn't been defeated, Itachi hadn't been there was so much open. Well my hero all those doors are closed. After we beat all for one of Shigaraki, there's literally nobody in the entire world that will be on that level. At least not for some years. I'm pretty sure that because of Quirk's singularity, there will be a kid born that's stronger than Shigaraki and All for One eventually. But Deku will be long dead by then, or too old to fight. So there will be no stakes in that series. Horror flopped the world building by making the world irrelevant. Yeah, him not bringing in the international heroes is insane. Him us not doing anything internationally is insane. Like we should have if we didn't if we weren't going to bring all the heroes from America, Egypt, and all those other places over, the kid should have at least gone to those places and visited and learned about those cultures and learned what it means to be heroes from those type of people. But we didn't get any of that. He flopped tremendously when it came to like the world as a whole in My Hero. Um, yeah, Shigaraki will have to survive the tour to do a part two, and I don't see that happening. So you basically want MHA to become a Western superhero comic? No, I don't. I want my hero to end soon and just never talk about it ever again. Like I have 26 volumes of my hero. I will not buy a single another volume of my hero, bro. I may go to 30 because that's where the Dabi like reveal is, and that's where my hero ends for me in terms of quality. So I may go all the way to volume. I may buy the last four volumes to volume 30, but bro, I thought I was gonna have a sing. I thought my hero was gonna be the first manga collection I completed in its entirety. Oh no, I'm definitely not buying this trash. I'm not spending my hard-earned money on that. Are you crazy? So, all right, guys, we're 50 minutes in. I want to say thank everybody for coming through. Thanks to everybody for pulling up. Thank y'all for the questions. Um, yeah. Everybody that's like have family in Ukraine or know somebody in Ukraine or lives in Ukraine, I hope y'all are safe, man. This is crazy what's going on. Um, I hope everybody stays safe with COVID because that's still going on with all this crazy stuff. I hope everybody stays healthy. Um, Even if we disagree on anime or manga, like I don't wish ill will on nobody. Um, it's just anime and manga at the end of the day. What does Ian think of My Hero currently? He thinks it's bad in a nicer, everything that I said, but he said it in a nicer way, basically. Ian isn't me. Ian isn't as mean spirited as me, so he was like he thinks My Hero's bad and it has a lot to do, but he wouldn't say it he would say it in a nice, palatable way. So. Man, hopefully speaking of like the villains and stuff, hopefully the anime this season for the PLF war is good. Because if it's not, then My Hero just flopped on every single level. But yeah, guys, thank y'all for coming through. From me to you, I hope you have a wonderful day and night wherever you are. Rex out.